For admissions officers themselves, it's not a huge deal because most of the applications they're all online anyway. So they can work remotely and evaluate them. But I see a longer term trend, and you can tell me what you think as someone who works in education, but I think this is going to have a massive impact on higher education
Oh,
because so much of it moving online. Why should a student pay the same price for an on campus experience as an
yes,
online experience? Online should be way
exactly.
cheaper.
Exactly. Well, that was my one of my own personal concerns is I have held off from accepting a seat at one of the schools that I'm considering. In fact, the original plan was to go and visit it this Saturday, but obviously with everything going on now, it's an online Zoom meeting that we're having. But one of my questions is like, is my tuition going to be the same? Why am I going to pay an exorbitant amount of money for resources that I won't even have access to as an online student? And I'm trying to decide if do I want to go to law school online? I mean, in undergrad, I rarely took any online classes just because I prefer to have that in person, being able to talk to my professor experience. So now I'm just like, well, do I want to go to school online? Is that a risk that I'm willing to take, and just wait and see when everything clears up? Or is that, something that maybe I should wait until next cycle, which is kind of what I was asking, because that's kind of where I'm at too. I don't know if I should wait until the next cycle and take this time to retake the LSAT. Because I mean, I got a good enough score to get in, but I I know I could do better and possibly get in somewhere else and get a better scholarship. So right now, just the uncertainty of knowing is that a risk that I want to take starting law school for the first time online and then having to pay all this money
Yeah, no,
for,
it's a good question.
yeah.
I mean, if you think that you could do better and you could get more scholarship money by retaking, and you're not in a hurry, and you're concerned about beginning 1L online, then all of that put together, to me, that is a strong indication that holding off might be worth your while.
Mm-hmm.
But for a different applicant who did pretty well on the LSAT, they're happy with where they are, they're happy with their offers, and they're not that concerned about starting 1L online, then I think it's not a huge deal. But I often hear law school compared to being like high school. It's a small, tight-knit community, and that on-campus experience, the extracurriculars are quite important, especially for 1Ls when you're going somewhere new, acclimating to a new life where you've got nothing else going on but law school,
Yeah.
especially for that first year. To try and do it from home where you've got your parents or you've got family who could potentially get in the way when you really need to be hitting the books hard, I could see that being difficult. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.